Welcome back to the homestead. If you're new here, my name is Jessie and I am the mama of the homestead. Sorry if my cheeks are red. It's pretty good and warm in here. We've got the wood stove hopping. Well, I've went and done it. I starved out my Amish friendship bread starter. Do you see this liquid here? That's called hooch. And that means it went hungry and I neglected it. Look at that poor baby. So I'm going to show you real quick what I can do to revive this. I've only done this a couple times before. I don't make it a habit. We're going to pour this hooch off. Now before, whenever I've had this happen, I didn't have a layer of starter up there at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it from the hooch on up out. We're going to discard it. Got a little bowl here to put it in. And you can just pitch it. I'm checking around. There's no mold inside. It looks clean. It looks fine. I don't know if I could tip it up enough. There you go. Can you see? It's just hungry. And it doesn't smell very good. I can smell the hooch. Now some people just stir it in. Let's see. I actually poured around that top layer. And I'm not gonna stir this in because there's just so much of it. See, let me tip you down a little bit. How's that? There's what it looks like. Kind of gross, right? Well, now we're going to revive it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my ladle. My goodness, my brain. This is a funnel, not a ladle. We're going to do a little bit, about 2 cups of just plain Jane all-purpose flour. And I'm spilling it. I'm making a mess. Even with the funnel, I'm making a mess. Look at my towel, y'all. I made a mess. There's a trash can over there. Okay, next, and this is a little easier, I'm going to do 2 cups of sugar. Alright. Now this is 2 cups of fresh milk, and I can actually see just a little bit of cream in the top. I usually strain my cream, but there's always a little bit left over. I'm going to pour that in. You don't have to have fresh milk. You can use store-bought milk. It's bubbling. It's perfectly fine because it's the sugars in the milk. Start almost churning. I'm going down and up, and I'm scraping my sides in the process. Hopefully you can see. Every time I start to talk in a video, I get the sniffles. Anybody else do that? Maybe it's a nervous thing. I'm just going to work it in. Down, scraping down my sides. And then I'm going to give it a good churn. Scrape some sides down a little more. It's a kind of thick, so I think I'm going to go ahead. I have just a little bit of milk left, and I'm going to go ahead and add that back in. Okay, this is what's left of my milk. This milk came from a cow named Fran, and it is from the 9th. So it needs to be used up. Today is the 18th, so it's been 9 days. So there you go. Last little bit goes in there. No, we do not have dairy cows. I wish I did, but we are only on 1 acre. So we have a lovely family that provides our fresh milk to us. Now, I'm going to give this much looser, much better. Alright, you see that consistency? I know this feels kind of dark. Maybe come over here under the light a little bit. That's a little better. So a couple of my light bulbs are out. I get my husband to change those for me. Alright. See, that's the consistency that we want. It's a little lumpy, but that's okay. Just a little bit. Now is the time. We didn't want to use a new jar for this because we're going to pour this over into a new jar now. I may go ahead and use the funnel because I'm messy. Just to be safe. Here we go. It's been a while since I've made bread. This is actually what I use for the farmer's market. We haven't had the farmer's market since the end of October, and I haven't made much bread since Christmas, so I'm built up on my starter. I'll let it sit here for just a few minutes and get it all out. There she is, all happy and bubbly. As time passes, it'll get more and more foamy. You have to remember to stir it at least once a day and feed it at least once a week. Twice a week is better. That's what I do personally. Other people have different methods. But there you go. She looks great. She's not too mad at me at all. There we go. Wasn't hard at all. Easy fix. If you started a starter, an Amish friendship bread starter, and I know that sourdough has different methods, but they're similar. If you have a starter and you forget about it and you don't feed it, don't freak out. I remember the very first one that I started, I kept alive for 2 years, and the very first time I saw hooch, I thought it was bad and I threw it away. This starter is actually about 5 years old. So don't give up. Just strain it and refeed it. Thanks for joining me today. Do what you can right where you are.
In Psalms 34 verse 8, O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him.
Bye, guys.